first one, they spray him, everything must go off. You move to the second one, they spray him. You move to the third one, they will spray him again. Look at the number of people who are spraying him. And when you finish that, that is not the end. He will undergo another issue. You see, that's the way to go. Personnel in charge of dangerous goods. We have the port and or customs authorities request the timely notification of dangerous goods at least 2 days prior to the entrance. When you go to the port of Tema, I have asked that they give you, they will be scanning to you the procedure of handling dangerous goods at the port of Tema. They have divided dangerous goods again into two groups. Apart from the UN division into 9 classes, they have got their own division that to emphasize again to make it more important so that when they are handling goods at the port, they will take serious view of it. So I've asked that this material be uploaded onto your system, which will come to you, and you will come to appreciate how far these things are taken serious at the ports. At least before the arrival of the cargo, the item must be declared on the manifest so that the Gapoha will prepare with their fire service personnel, and these goods will be stored separately, and you will pay for any uh, misdescription or mishap. There are penalties, so you would have to declare it, because if you mix it up and you don't declare and you don't tell the truth about the cargo which is coming, whether it's explosive like a bomb used in the mining sector, dynamites, and it comes to the port and measures are not put in place and it explodes, you know the havoc, the problem it will create to the port. So these things are taken very serious. Before the arrival in certain ports, you have to disclose these things. The moment the ship lands, they will discharge them, and then they will take them straight away from the port to the destination. They will not store it in any of the premises. They are directly loaded. All the documentation must be ready when the goods come. Explosives and some of these things, they are not allowed. The literature will speak for you when you get it. When there is this notification should be done by a person in charge of dangerous goods. Depending on the situation, this may be a person on behalf of the master or his agent, the forwarder or the shipper. This person in charge must be trained in the appropriate application of the related electronic documents and the related information and procedure. So, checklist. It is recommended that a company which is dealing with the handling, transport of or storage of dangerous goods develop and implement checklists. The checklist could serve as a tool for the construction instruction of the staff. So the checklist should contain detailed information, for example, on the process step to be executed, checking issues to be observed at each process step, packing, labeling requirements, management information, communication, and other actions to be taken in case of emergency spill. So anytime you are going to put dangerous goods on board a vessel, we normally have, or an aircraft, we normally have this checklist. They will take you through it. Anywhere you say no, then they will reject the item because it means it does not meet the standard for which it will be put on board. So this is what we're talking about. Then FIATA publication, a FIATA introduction to the regulations for the safe handling and transport of dangerous goods. These guidelines are set so that when you are trying to deal with dangerous goods, they have been prepared in a format which is both concise and understandable so that they can be used in the practical way in the workplace by employees of all levels. They are not, however, a substitute for training So these handbooks are there. They are, introduced by FIATA. They are publications, and you can read, and it will give you an in-depth analysis and mode of operations, modus operandi, how these things should be handled, dangerous goods should be handled. Now, documentation. Documentation, is very important. It is key when it comes to dangerous goods handling. If you don't document properly, you are bound to fail, because if the item is sulfuric acid and you go on to say that it is um, um, water, and the custom house agent who is doing the clearance of the cargo goes to the field and he's feeling thirsty and look at the item. Sulfuric acid is colorless. It's like water in a container. You put it in a container and like bottled Baltic water, and you say it's Belaqua. Instead of saying it's sulfuric acid, the person is feeling thirsty. He put it to his mouth after the scorching sun and examination. So let me drink one and quench my thirst. Then it will end him the movement to the grandfathers. It is not proper. Documents are very important when it comes to the handling of dangerous goods. It is whatever you declare as the shipper and document that is going to be used. Because at the time of packing and then, loading and all those things, we, the agents, were not there. It is the document that you have sent to us. We only see the goods for the first time if there's the need for us to do examination at the port of discharge. Even if there's no examination as done in the case of other goods, the goods are carried away direct to the factories. So if you don't declare them properly, you are hiding anything. At the end of the day, you can cause accident. So it's very good that documentation is taken serious. The shipper's declaration is very important. He has to declare and tell you the complete transport document. In the case of dangerous goods, the shipper must further declare their shipment as dangerous goods on such transport document. The shipper shall declare in the transport document or the alternative enclosure certificate and declare that the shipment certified can be accepted for shipment, that the goods are properly packaged, marked, and labeled, and in proper condition for the transport of in accordance with applicable regulations. So when we talk about the shipper is key. And you saw it from the very beginning when I talked about the parties, the role of the parties in the transport of dangerous goods. We gave the key position to the shipper because of this documentation. So whatever he declares must be signed and dated. You understand? And he is the consignor. It is coming to the consignee. So it's very important. In the air transportation, the IATA requires the use of IATA form of shipper's declaration for dangerous goods, which is identified by red and white hatchings printed vertically in the left and right margins. But in road and rail transportation, there is no specific form, but the bill of lading is used as the dangerous goods transport document. So take note of that and then read on all this and go on. In the multimodal transport or multimodal dangerous goods form, when the dangerous goods are offered for shipment, similar transport documents for those required for other categories of goods have to be prepared. The form or of the document, the particulars to be entered on them, and the obligations they entail may be fixed by international conventions applying to specific modes of transport and by national legislation. One of the primary requirements of transport document for dangerous goods is to convey fundamental information relative to the hazards of the goods. It is therefore necessary to include certain basic information on the document for a consignment of dangerous goods, unless otherwise exempted or regulated in the relevant regulation. So we need to take serious in the case of rail and road. We normally use the bill of lading to replace that form, the form that we normally talk about. So multimodal dangerous goods form, and you also have. Thank you, thank you. God bless you. Enjoy your day and see you. Should there be any issues that you needed me to throw more light on, I'm always available. I think we have had a good time. As far as this is concerned, this is the way to go. We will also try to, after this, we go on with the safety and security. Then we'll push on gradually. We'll get to a point. No hesitate to revert to me or come back to me through your class prefect or whichever way after broad consultation among yourselves. It should not be individual parochial interests that people would come and say, this is what I want, this is what this one wants. When that happens, it becomes very difficult to address the issues. So please, let's look at it from that angle. If you want something done, if you want us to look at things in a manner, please talk to the class prefect. Discuss it among yourselves, and then we will see how best we can address the issues. Thank you very much for your attention, and then hope that the good Lord will take care of you in these trying and difficult times. I would have wished to see you physically, but unfortunately, they are not in normal times, so we have to make do with this situation. I may be carrying the disease, or you may be carrying it. When I hug you, when I embrace you, or when I come close to you, or we meet in the enclosed environment, it will be difficult for us to detect. It will be after 14 days that we can get through. Thank you. God bless you.